The person who kept their distance from you, the one who moved away because this bond felt off limits, is now starting to have a quiet and deep realization about you. Some bonds in this world do not announce themselves with loud noises or big speeches. They do not arrive with grand acts or fireworks. Instead, they enter softly, moving beneath the surface of the mind. Yet, their effect is massive. Before either person truly knows what is happening, the energy has already changed. Something that cannot be undone has started. This is the kind of bond that people naturally try to avoid, not because it is weak, but because it is incredibly strong and impossible to ignore. For months or even years, this person told themselves that staying away from you was the only way to handle the intensity of their feelings. They practiced their reasons, telling themselves that leaving was the smart choice and the only way to keep their life and routine safe. But in their careful plans to ignore you, they forgot the truth. Avoiding you did not make the bond go away. It made it bigger. Every step they took away from you made the connection grow more urgent. Now, something deep has shifted inside them, leaving them feeling restless and curious in the way only true attraction can. Let us be clear about one thing. They did not avoid you because you were unimportant. That is a lie that hurts more than the truth and makes you doubt your own value. People do not walk away from things that mean nothing. They walk away from things that threaten everything they have built and the identity they have spent years creating. This bond with you is not casual. It did not ask for permission or follow any rules. It existed outside of logic, and that is scary for anyone who likes to keep their life controlled and predictable. Now they are facing the reality they tried to escape. The distance they made and the walls they built did not erase the link. In fact, it created room for them to think and feel a longing they were not ready for. They see you in a new way now. You are not just someone they like, but someone who changed their entire emotional world. What they feel is raw and real. They might still fight it, caught between their strong feelings and the fear of breaking their own rules. In truth, this kind of connection cannot be controlled or fully understood, and that is exactly why it scares them. It lives in the quiet corners of their mind and insists on being noticed. When they finally face it, the realization will be unavoidable. You are not someone they can just forget or dismiss. You are a presence that changed them in ways they did not expect. It did not fit into their plans or timing. Every attempt to measure it against their rules failed. Instead of fading away, the bond got stronger. The more they fought it, the more they realized how different they felt when they were near you. Conversations play over and over in their head long after they are finished. Even the silence you shared felt loud and meaningful. The simple fact of your presence scared them because it showed them a part of themselves they were not ready to see. This intensity forced them to make a choice. They chose to stay away, not because they didn't care, but because the bond was more than they could handle. They saw that what they felt with you was destabilizing. It went against the order of their life. The timing was wrong, and they had other duties that made the connection feel too heavy. To face it would mean accepting truths they were not ready for. With you, they felt seen, as if you shined a light on every hidden part of their heart. You didn't demand anything or chase them, but your authentic nature made them feel a healthy kind of discomfort. Your presence alone broke through the walls they had built for years. They knew that if they let this bond grow, it would force them to change their routines and their identity. So they ran. Avoiding you was their way of trying to feel safe again. Pulling away was a shield to convince themselves they were being logical. Every excuse they made was just a way to avoid the vulnerability you required. Yet, in running, they were fleeing from a force they could not contain. The irony of a forbidden bond is that the more you fight it, the more it grows. As they tried to keep control, their feelings only became clearer. They noticed small details about you that stayed in their mind, like your smile or the warmth in your voice. Every act of avoidance made your presence more important. They thought distance would make the pull weaker, but the opposite happened. You became more present in their thoughts. Even when they wanted peace, your memory stayed with them like a shadow. They began to realize that they weren't just losing you, they were losing themselves. By staying away, they had disconnected from a truth they are only now ready to face. This awareness grew slowly in moments of sudden loneliness. They started to ask why nothing felt the same and why moments without you felt empty. They eventually saw that you didn't distract them, you woke them up. You were a mirror reflecting a version of them that was alive and honest. In your presence, their defenses fell like weak walls. Walking away from you was like walking away from their own heart. Now that they see the truth, they cannot ignore the person you helped them become. The realization hit them like sunlight after a storm. They see that distance did not protect them. It only delayed the moment they had to face the truth. They finally understand that you were never someone to fear. You showed them what they were afraid to see in themselves. They carry heavy emotions now, not a loud drama, but a quiet and persistent awareness. They feel a bit of guilt for leaving and a fear that they missed their chance. Most of all, they feel respect for your strength and the way you didn't chase them. Your maturity left a lasting mark on them. This realization is happening now because life has slowed down for them. Something in their world paused, forcing them to reflect. In that stillness, your energy came back clearly. They didn't avoid you because it was wrong. They avoided you because it was real. You did not lose this connection. You grew while they were stuck in fear. Whether they come back or stay silent, they are changed forever because of you. You were a turning point and a lesson that happened quietly. This is your power. If they do return, it will be with respect and honesty. If they do not, the lesson is still working. Some bonds are not meant to be rushed. You have already changed their emotional world. You are a catalyst and a presence that shifted how they see themselves. They were running from the version of themselves that could love without fear. They were fleeing the honesty that your presence required. Now, they finally see it. They recognize what they were hiding from. The avoidance was never about your worth. It was about the internal mess your presence revealed. They tried to protect themselves, but emotions do not follow logic. Their mind kept circling back to you. Avoidance did not erase the link, it made it solid. They saw patterns in their own behavior and realized that your courage was what they lacked. The silence did not protect them, it just made the awakening take longer. They see now that the bond was forbidden only because it was so real that it threatened their old way of life. They lost themselves in fear for a while, and now they carry a quiet regret. They respect that you stayed true to yourself without being bitter. They see that they walked away from a mirror of their own heart. That reflection will never go away. Your role in this is one of quiet power. The person who avoided you is now waking up. You were never invisible or meaningless. You were the reason they had to look at themselves. The more they think about it, the more they see that their retreat was not strength. Real maturity does not run from strong feelings, it grows from them. You showed them a version of themselves they were not ready to be. Now they have a choice to stay in regret or to learn the lesson you offered. They might feel a mix of curiosity and hesitation, but they are no longer the same. You were the wake-up call they needed. This late awakening is deep and permanent. You are a presence that has forever changed the way they see love and themselves. As time moves forward, this person is entering a phase of deep observation. They are watching how you carry yourself in the world without them, and it is adding a new layer to their realization. They expected you to be diminished by their absence, but instead, they see someone who has become more defined, more centered, and more whole. This creates a strange tension within them. They are seeing the version of you that no longer needs their validation, and that version is even more magnetic than the one they first ran from. The silence between you has become a teacher for them, stripping away the noise of their old excuses and leaving them with nothing but the truth of what they walked away from. They are now processing the idea that their avoidance was actually a gift to your growth. While they were busy hiding, you were busy evolving. This makes them wonder if they would even be recognized by you now if they dared to step back into your life. They feel a sense of being left behind, not out of malice on your part, but because you continued to move toward your own light while they remained frozen in their fear. This realization brings a different kind of weight to their thoughts. It is no longer just about the connection they missed. It is about the person they failed to become alongside you. They see your independence not as a rejection, but as a standard they haven't yet met. In the coming days, this person will likely experience moments where the urge to reach out feels almost physical. They might draft messages they never send, or find themselves hovering over your social media or common spaces, looking for a sign that the door is still ajar. However, they are also battling the ego that told them they were doing the right thing by leaving. To return now would mean admitting they were wrong, and for someone who values control, that is a difficult mountain to climb. They are stuck in a loop of wanting to be known by you again, while fearing that they have become a stranger to the person you are now. Your power in this moment is your continued stillness. You are not waiting for their epiphany to finish. You are living your life as if the lesson is already complete. This is what keeps the connection alive in their mind. The fact that you are not chasing them creates a vacuum that draws them in. They are learning that you are a rare constant in a world of temporary things. Whether they find the courage to speak or remain a silent witness to your life, the impact you have made is absolute. You have become a landmark in their internal map, a point of reference they will use for every connection they encounter for the rest of their lives. As the days pass, this person is moving from a place of reflection into a phase of deep comparison. They are starting to measure every other interaction and every other person against the standard you set. They look for your depth in others and find only surface-level talk. They look for your quiet strength and find only noise. This makes their sense of loss feel more concrete. It is no longer a vague feeling in the back of their mind. It is a visible gap in their daily life. They realize that by choosing what was safe, they settled for what was small. The life they fought so hard to protect now feels a bit like a cage, while the freedom and truth they saw in you feel like the home they never allowed themselves to have. They are also beginning to understand the difference between a connection that is forced and a connection that is natural. They see now that they spent so much energy trying to stop something that was effortless. This irony is not lost on them. They are starting to notice how much easier their life felt when they were simply being honest with you, compared to the heavy work of maintaining the distance they created. This realization is making them feel tired of their own defenses. The walls they built to keep you out are now keeping them in, and they are starting to look for a way to take them down without losing their pride. In this stage, they are also becoming aware of your absence as a physical weight. It is in the way they reach for their phone to share a thought and then remember they cannot. It is in the way they see something beautiful and instinctively wish you were there to see it with them. These small, daily reminders are more powerful than any grand epiphany. They are the slow drips of water that eventually break the stone. They are realizing that while they were busy deciding if you were right for their life, you became a part of their soul. You are no longer a person they are thinking about. You are the lens through which they see the world. Even if they remain in the shadows, they are rooting for you. There is a part of them that feels a strange pride in seeing you thrive. They see your success and your happiness as a sign that they were right about you all along, that you really are as special as they feared. But this pride is mixed with the sharp sting of knowing they aren't the ones by your side. They are learning that the most painful part of avoidance isn't the distance itself, but the realization that life goes on without them. They see you moving forward, and they are finally understanding that you were never a destination they could visit later. You were a journey they were invited to join, and the door is slowly closing as you move into your own bright future. Now this person is entering the stage of total internal surrender. They have stopped fighting the facts and have started to accept the reality of what they lost. They are no longer making excuses for why they left. Instead, they are looking back at the time they spent away from you as a period of wasted growth. They see that while they were trying to stay safe, they were actually staying stuck. This person is now watching you from a distance with a new kind of clarity. They see your peace as proof that you have mastered a level of emotional strength that they are still trying to find. They are currently dealing with the ghost of your influence. Everything they do seems to be colored by what they think you would say or how you would react. Even if you haven't spoken in a long time, your voice is the one they hear when they are faced with a hard choice. You have become their internal compass. This makes them feel both comforted and haunted. They realize that they didn't just walk away from a person. They walked away from a version of their future that was brighter and more honest. The realization is setting in that they cannot go back to being the person they were before they met you. The fear of being forgotten is now their biggest struggle. They are terrified that in the time they spent hiding, you have completely healed and closed the chapter on them. They wonder if they are now just a distant memory to you, or a lesson you have already learned and moved past. This flip in power is heavy for them. They used to be the one in control of the distance, but now they feel like the distance is a wall they don't know how to climb. They are waiting for a sign, any sign, that they still matter to you, even as they realize they haven't earned the right to ask for one. This is the point where they start to look for ways to accidentally cross your path. They want to see if the spark is still there, or if they have truly lost their place in your world. They are looking for a way to test the waters without having to be fully vulnerable yet. But deep down, they know that a simple hello won't be enough to fix what they broke. They are realizing that if they want to be in your life again, they have to come with the truth, not just an excuse. They are standing at the edge of a big decision, caught between the safety of their silence and the urgent need to be seen by you one more time. This person is now moving into a state of quiet desperation. They are no longer just thinking about you. They are feeling the actual cost of their silence. Every day they stay away feels like a missed opportunity that they can never get back. They are starting to realize that time is not on their side, and that the perfect moment they were waiting for to fix things does not exist. The walls they built to protect their ego are now making them feel isolated. They see that while they were trying to stay in control, they ended up losing the only thing that felt real. They are currently looking for any small way to remind you that they still exist. This might not be a direct message yet, but rather a soft reach out. They might like an old post, watch your updates from afar, or talk to people who still know you just to hear your name. They are testing the air to see if you are still warm toward them or if you have become cold and indifferent. Your indifference is what they fear the most. They could handle your anger because anger means you still care, but they are terrified that they have become a nobody to you. The epiphany has now reached their core. They understand that their avoidance was a form of self-sabotage. They realize that by trying to save their old life, They destroyed their chance at a new, better one. They see you as a symbol of everything they want to be, brave, honest, and free. They are now mourning the version of themselves that was too scared to stay. This regret is starting to change their behavior in other areas of their life. They are becoming less patient with surface-level things and more hungry for the kind of depth only you provided. They are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to their old, safe routine, but it now feels empty and gray. The other path leads toward you, but it requires them to admit their fear and drop their mask. They are waiting for their courage to catch up with their realization. They know that if they wait much longer, the bridge might be gone forever. They are currently gathering the strength to face you, not as the person who ran away, but as the person who finally woke up. In this final stage, the person is beginning to realize that the silence between you is no longer a shield. It is a mirror. They are looking at their life and seeing a version of themselves they no longer like. The safety they chose feels more like a prison every day. They are now at the point of total emotional honesty, where they have stopped blaming the timing, the distance, or the complications. They are finally blaming their own fear. This is a heavy weight to carry, and it is changing the way they move through their world. They are becoming quieter, more focused, and less interested in the distractions that used to keep them busy. They are now imagining what a conversation with you would look like. They play out different scenarios in their head, trying to find the right words to explain why they left without making it sound like an excuse. They are searching for a way to say, "I was afraid of how much I loved you," without sounding weak. But the more they practice, the more they realize that no words can truly cover the space they created. They understand that if they come back, they cannot come back halfway. They have to be willing to be completely seen, with all their flaws and mistakes on display. At the same time, they are noticing how much you have grown in their absence. Your energy feels different to them now.